Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Google with Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo, Michael Bullock, and Dee Dee Woodson. Guys, we're going to be talking about, a very lackluster, very disappointing another edition of SmackDown Live. Plus, tonight I'm gonna be previewing the mega fight, the big one, going down tomorrow night from Las Vegas, Nevada, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, as it will be the most highly anticipated rematch in recent memory, the heavyweight championship of the world on the line. Tyson Fury versus DeAndre Wilder. And we will break it all down, a tale of the tape, here tonight on Cerebral Smack Talk. All right. But before we do that, let's get into SmackDown Live. And, we started it off with an 8-man tag team match, as it was the Usos and the New Day going up against The Miz and John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout, in 11 minutes and 45 seconds, the Usos and the New Day wins the match. I'm going to say it. Solid fight. Good start. Could the match have been better? Absolutely. But for what it was worth, this was about a 3-star fight. I'll give it that. It got a lot of time, ample time. And I'm a little surprised that Miz and Morrison did not get the win here tonight. I thought they were going to get the momentum going into Saudi Arabia on Thursday, but did not. They gave it to the New Day. So, I don't know. Very interesting. I got nothing more to say, so Anthony Floyo, I give it to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, F. 3-star match for me. High energy and mostly good, but the late save and the botched double team by Ziggler and Roode took away from it. Now, you're saying, why didn't Miz and Morrison get the win here? Well, I think there's a good reason for this. Are they possibly planning a title switch in Saudi Arabia? It's been done. So maybe they wanted to give New Day the momentum going into it, because maybe we could see history made on Thursday when Miz and Morrison challenge for those SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And I think we could see new champions. It's very possible. So, but I don't know. Only time will tell, as they say, as the great band Asia once famously sang. So that's all there is to say there. So solid 3 for me. Second best fight of the night for me. You're not going to believe what I have as my fight of the night. So that's all I can say on that. So Michael Bullock, Phenom, come on in. Fresh off another one of our, it was a 50-50 SmackDown chat this evening, but, we still did it anyway. And solid fight here. Second best fight for me, 3 stars.
Yeah, it was a solid fight. I mean, nothing too overly spectacular about it. There was one thing I did realize, during the introductions, and Florio and I talked about it. Dolph Ziggler, we thought he was going to get booed big time because of his, what he did last week with the crashing Otis and Mandy Rose's Valentine's Day date. But no, that did not happen, to the surprise of me. But I think the thing is, if it was at a place like Chicago, the IWC capital of the world, he probably would have gotten crucified. We would have heard some loud boos, but that wasn't the case here. So yeah, 3 stars is my rating as well. It could have been better, but yeah, I think this is booking 101 as far as I'm concerned when it the New Day basically going over. I think this could mean we could have new SmackDown Tag Team Champions uh, after Thursday. So we'll wait and see how it all goes. But yeah, booking 101, could be the case here. But there are times that we think that, and then, yeah, it goes the opposite. So we'll just wait and see come Thursday. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I mean, it was a good match, but it really didn't get really super good until the second half because it was it is what it is. It started with a boring segment anyway before the match even started, so that kind of lackluster anyway. As we were saying on NXT on Wednesday, you start with a talking segment, you kind of kill the momentum going into a match. So by the time we got to the second half of the match, the momentum had finally picked back up, and it ended up being somewhat good. So yeah, 3 stars. Not much more I'm gonna say. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right. So speaking of the Mandy Rose and the Otis thing, let's just say Tucker came and was looking for answers, and Tucker basically went after Mandy, said, "You hurt my boy." He assumed that she invited Ziggler. Well, Mandy was like, "Well, she ran into Ziggler because Otis didn't show up," and we know that's not the case. He was running late. Tucker said that she texted him that she was running late. Tucker says that Otis sees the best in everyone and bolted out. Sonya Deville's like, "Well, you just dodged the bullet. Good for you. And besides, you had a nice time with Ziggler. Ziggler's more your type anyway." And Mandy turned around and said, "Well, yeah, I did have a nice time." And basically, Sonya Deville's like, "Don't worry about it. We'll let's just move on." I'm going with the theory I said last week. Sonya Deville just has your fingerprints all over this shit now. You definitely have something to do with this. And there's no doubt in my mind the bitch cost Otis big time. There is no doubt in my mind, and now what just happened confirms what I think. So, I mean, at first I thought, okay, maybe Ziggler stole Rose's phone. No, there's no possible way Ziggler could steal the phone. Either Sonya gave the drop on Ziggler, "Hey, go down there. This is where Mandy is tonight, and be there for her." Or B, she took the phone because you know how close that she and Mandy and Sonya is. Probably dropped the text on Otis, "Hey, sorry, I'm running a little late. Don't worry, I'll be there later on." So the opportune time happens that the minute Otis shows up, she's already chatting with Dolph Ziggler. I mean, okay, my conspiracy spidey sense is going off and it's going crazy right now, and god damn it, I'm feeling a little gnarly, and I think I'm right about this. Florio, am I?
I think you are. But I want to give it to Michael Bullock because he has a very interesting theory. Go ahead, Bullock.
Yeah, very interesting theory that I came up with, and I was thinking about it. Especially after last week. Especially since I wasn't here. I did hear what. Especially with your theory, Fletch. You could be right on it, but here's another thing I came up with. Now, just take it with a grain of salt. So,
okay,
everybody
has a if you got a theory, you're more than welcome to open fire. Go ahead.
All right. I'm thinking, and this is just how I feel, did Mandy Rose herself set up Otis to look like a doofus in all this?
I mean,
Could
that's
she-
possible. Yeah. I mean,
I mean-
she has been pretty cunning herself to do some messed
Yeah.
up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
here's the
because
thing.
technically, she's still a heel, as far as we know. So
And she was
you
booed
never know.
tonight. Yeah, she was booed. You heard the crowd in the background. They were booing her.
Yeah, and never know how cunning, how what's the word I'm looking for?
Devious.
When it comes devious. Yeah, thank you, Fletch, for how cunning, how devious she could be. So I'm thinking maybe that could be. I mean, she may have set Otis up to look like a failure. I mean, just to agree to this and then have this happen.
Because she hates fat
It's
out
very
of shape. Because deep down inside, being the beautiful the beautiful woman that she is, and considering how quote unquote shallow a beautiful woman like her can be, basically it was her way of saying, I don't really like fat out of shape guys. I prefer the hair gel and pretty boy D-bags with those so-called six packs.
I'm gonna say this.
Well,
because I kind of felt like in a way I get where you're coming from, Florio. I get where you're coming from, Bullock, but I don't know. I felt like she was turning a corner there. I felt like she was turning a corner because she did agree to the date, and it seemed like it because maybe she was toying with them at the beginning, but I thought it was getting more serious. Think about it. He saved her at the Royal Rumble. He did all these other things for her, helped her win matches here, win matches there. He did save her from getting eliminated in the Rumble, and you saw how close they got. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe a Mania moment.
That's true.
I'm still sensing that, and I think I don't know why, but something tells me
the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal,
and that Fire and Desire could be on the verge of a breakup.
Yeah, I think so, and I think Sonya Deville put the drop, and I think she was afraid of what Mandy was happening, that she tried to take Otis out of play.
Hold on a second. I sent you all a dirt sheet earlier. Do you remember where it said that they're planning on doing 6 women's matches at WrestleMania?
Yes, I heard about that.
Raw. Well, obviously one is official, NXT Women's Title with Rhea and Charlotte.
We will expect Becky versus Shayna at some point. There is a
for the Raw Women's Title.
Yup. There is a rumor now that it could be Bayley versus Naomi at WrestleMania for the SmackDown. So that's 3.
Women's Tag Team titles.
4.
WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale.
5.
And maybe Mandy and Sonya in some sort of grudge match here. That's the 6.
You know what? That would be the 6. Yeah, that would be number 6.
And maybe Mandy turns on Sonya, and perhaps Mandy and Otis get their happy ending here, or maybe Otis helps her out here.
But one match I was thinking was maybe mixed match. Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler versus Otis and Mandy Rose at WrestleMania.
There you go. That could work. But remember, 6 women's matches.
Yeah. But I don't know why, but I think we're going to get a mixed match. Because with Ziggler now involved, with Otis knee deep, but Otis went MIA. Otis is MIA. So we don't know what's going on with her. But
actually,
Otis did show up
in a backstage segment later on.
Then hold. Then we'll get into that later. But
yes, move on.
We'll move on. So
yeah, but either way, Fletch. I mean, that's just something I wanted to come up with the. I mean, especially since it just came to me today with
Yeah,
this theory.
fair
So,
enough.
so we'll just have to wait and see as the weeks go on to see who's right. But we'll definitely got to take it with a grain of salt, as our grand poobah Derek Ferrera would say.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So next up, we had there was another backstage segment. It was Renee Young talking to Lacey Evans, basically, cutting her promo, letting her be a baby face, and throwing her name into the Elimination Chamber match. Yes, you heard me. The women are having a chamber fight, and Lacey Evans is the first of the 6 to declare. So I like it. I think this was good enough, because now they established her as a face. She actually went back, told a good story, and, I think this will work. Hopefully it works, and that will get Lacey a little more better. Next up we had was a match. It was the Symphony of Destruction. It was Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman and Elias. And it was Braun and Elias winning the match in 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
That dang piano strikes again. Oh, boy. Oh, as Papa Arbuckle once famously said during the infamous Garfield Christmas special, dang, boy, them 24, you better play for us. Them 24 years of piano lessons better have paid off for something, boy. Oh, Lord help me. But
oh boy.
But here's the thing. 2 years, I believe it was 2 years ago on Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman and Elias, they had the first Symphony of Destruction match, and you remember Braun Strowman buried Elias underneath the piano. So that's why I said that dang piano came into play, because the ending of the match, Braun Strowman from the ringside announce table power slams Nakamura on top of the piano. Oh boy. Oh, what a spot. But this was the third best fight of the night. I'm going to give this about 2.5 stars. What else is there to say? I mean, it was it was insanity. That's all I can say on that. And who would have thunk that Braun Strowman and Elias would be tag team partners this time around, whereas 2 years ago they were trying to kill each other in this fight. And we also had strange bedfellows in that 8-man tag with Miz and Ziggler on the same team, given their legendary history. But it is what it is there. But 2.5 star match for the most part. I mean, you notice 2 referees for this match. They had 2 referees for this match. Charles Robinson and Jessica Carr were the referees for this match. So very interesting that they decided to go the 2 referee route for this. But anyways, fun, chaotic match. That's all there is to say on that. And the piano strikes again. That's all I can say on that. So love it. So 2.5 stars for me. It was the third best fight of the night. Michael Bullock. Oh, that dang piano strikes again.
Oh boy. Yeah, 2.5 stars. I mean, it was a fun, entertaining match here. I mean, like you said, the third best fight of the night here. So, yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. I'm just going to give it to Dee Woodson now.
Okay, I phased out. What are we talking about?
The Symphony of Destruction match?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because when y'all went on the Mandy Rose thing, I kind of phased out. So, okay. Yeah, this was it was all right, I guess. Entertaining, but very absurd. I mean, this was pretty bizarre to have this, and in the end, it looks like Nakamura may have had a cut from the piano, which, God, I hope they took the innards out of that piano before he fell on it, because I know there's a lot of metal in there that could really hurt. But man, I mean, this is one crazy match, and me, I'm not, I'm big into the musical stuff, kind of like Fletch is, so this kind of breaks my heart watching these people use guitars and pianos and destroying them the way they were doing. So, this was definitely not my favorite match. So I'm probably going to do about 2 stars. But I mean, it was kind of fun to watch, Braun and Elias, get a chance to put these 3 in their place. But it's just an absurd match. It's kind of stupid, gimmick thing. So yeah, not much more I'm going to say about it. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, all right. So, I'll give you that as well. I mean, this was a solid fight, no doubt about it. I could give this 2.5 stars. I agree with that. There wasn't really anything too crazy about it. So we're just gonna talk about the next thing just briefly, guys. Big announcement coming out. They just announced that Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin is going down at the Super Showdown. They're calling this the final battle. So this is it. This is the end of the storyline. This is going to be the blow off. But what a way to blow it off. For the first time ever in Saudi Arabia, guys, we're going to have a fight inside a 15-foot high steel cage. Second.
Remember Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, greatest Royal Rumble?
I guess that counts. That counts.
That was Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I guess that counts.
Yeah, the infamous double through the cage spot.
Yep.
Where they awarded the match to Lesnar. So.
Yep. All right. So anyway, that's happening. Then the next we had Moment of Bliss. This was it. So, of course, the guests were the Bellas, and they made the official announcement. The Bella Twins are going to the WWE Hall of Fame. Then they talked a little bit about them being both pregnant at the same time. Of course, for many of you guys who may not know, a couple of weeks ago, People Magazine, People.com, I should say, made the official announcement that Nikki and Brie are both expecting. They're about a week and a half to 2 weeks apart. Basically, this is baby number 2 for Brie Bella, along with her husband Daniel Bryan, and for Nikki, this is her first baby with her fiance Artem, as you guys know from Dancing with the Stars. So they talked about it briefly about the basically they congratulated Alexa on being the first female talk show host for WWE, which was an awesome moment. Then they did talk about about being pregnant at the same time, which was cool. They talked about the Hall of Fame, and they also talked about how they could not wait to see everybody at WrestleMania in Tampa. Of course, the Bellas were home because Scottsdale, Arizona, well, they were in Glendale, but Scottsdale, where the Bellas are originally from, not far from there. So they broke barriers, plus they're practically hometown girls. So cool moment there. Then a really cool moment after that, Daniel Bryan comes out along with his daughter Birdie, making her WWE debut. First time we got to see her live on the stage, comes out. But Daniel Bryan was not there for the Bellas. He was there to fight. He fought against Heath Slater. Heath Slater and Daniel Bryan one-on-one. Drew Gulak on commentary. And Daniel Bryan wins the match in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Yawn. Nothing more to say. This was by default worst fight of the night. We're not going to talk about it. Daniel Bryan wins the match. Solid fight. Well, the thing is, as everybody knows, Daniel will not be going to Saudi Arabia. So they're gonna basically, this was the go home show to the Super Showdown. So really, there's really nothing for Daniel at the moment. Daniel will stay home. He's not gonna go to Saudi Arabia. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Daniel right now. I think what they're doing right now with Daniel is they're just using like a target board, throw some faces up, throw a dart at it. If it sticks to one of these guys, that's the guy Daniel will probably have to face. No substantial storyline now leading into the road to WrestleMania. We all know Daniel will be involved in the Elimination Chamber because it's been leaked. But until then, there's really nothing else for Daniel at the moment. So, moving on. Was Carmella versus Naomi. No more in contenders fight. Winner fights Bayley in Saudi Arabia at the Super Showdown. Naomi wins. 12 minutes, 45 seconds. She goes to Saudi Arabia. She will be fighting Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. I'm a little shocked. Michael Bullock? I mean, I was thinking either Carmella was going to win this fight, or this was going to be a screwy finish and a triple threat. No, Naomi won outright. She's going, and she's going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia for the SmackDown Women's title.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody expected it, but I can't believe I'm saying this, guys, but this is the fight of the night here.
Wow.
I'm going to give, I mean, yeah, calling me crazy for saying this, but this was the fight of the night as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. I mean, I thought these two were really good, and the thing is, I think Naomi made Carmella look really good, even in defeat. So, and here's the thing: what I'm thinking regarding with this now that Naomi's going to be fighting Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at Super Showdown. And I'm going to say this, I don't know how you guys are going to feel. I smell a screwy finish when it comes to this match. Bayley's probably going to win, or win in some screwy way, and I think we'll get the rematch at WrestleMania, and then this is where I think Naomi's going to get her moment in the sun and become SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania. So, yeah, so I think Bayley's going to win via a screwy finish to the point where I think Naomi's going to get a rematch, and I think Naomi's going to get her moment at WrestleMania. So that's just my opinion. So, yeah, call me crazy. This is the fight of the night here. 3.5 stars is my rating. A surprise outcome, so nothing more to say. Dee Woodson. I don't know how you feel, but I think this is the fight of the night. What says you?
Yeah, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I could probably go with 3.5 stars with it. I'm not surprised that Bayley got involved. Not surprised that she got kicked out. But these two actually, they brought it. They did what they were supposed to do. As for Super Showdown, the rumors I had heard was that Carmella was supposed to go to Super Showdown and Naomi to WrestleMania, but it looks like it's going to be Naomi going to Super Showdown, and it could be, in my opinion, it could be a DQ finish where Naomi wins, but Bailey keeps the title type situation. It seems like that kind of happens a lot. That's if they do a screw job. So we'll have to see what happens. But not much more I'm going to say about it. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, this was actually the fight of the night. I can't believe I'm about to say that. Yeah, I didn't think Michael Bullock was going to pull the trigger on it, but yeah, this was about a 3-star fight. Look, Naomi deserves the moment. She won the match. I had nothing bad to say about it. I think this was a very good matchup, to say the very least. And um, for this to be the fight of the night, I'm a little surprised, but I think they did it. They did pretty well. So yeah, I really got nothing more to say. So Anthony, it's yours.
For the second straight week, the SmackDown women steal the show. Last week it was Bayley and Carmella for the title. This time it's Carmella and Naomi in a number one contenders match with Naomi winning. And yeah, I mean, I think the Bayley match was just a smidgen better, but this one was just as good, just as fun, with some great hope spots, some great near falls during the match. And yeah, Carmella, slowly but surely, Carmella's really, really improved over the last couple of years. I mean, she was green as grass, but now she's gotten a lot better, and leave it to competent talent to get it done. So, like Bullock said, Naomi carried her in this match, and Naomi did a great job. And I agree with Dee Dee's sentiment. I could easily see Naomi picking up a DQ finish where a rematch would be in order at the earliest possible date, and I think that would be at WrestleMania. That's the hot rumor for the SmackDown Women's title. So wouldn't be opposed to it, and Naomi would have a chance to become a 3-time SmackDown Women's Champion in her home state of Florida. So we'll have to wait and see. So 3.5 stars, fight of the night, no doubt about it. So nothing more to say except Goldberg.
Yeah, it was Goldberg. He cut in a promo at the end, interrupted by the Firefly Funhouse, the Bray Wyatt, and the usual puppets, the whole crew. Well, the next thing we know, the lights go out, and the Fiend was right behind him. Goldberg was looking right in the eyes of the Universal Champion, the Fiend. But here's the thing. Goldberg was not intimidated. Spear to the Fiend. He takes him down. The next thing you know, he comes back. He gets up. No effect. But before anything goes, the lights go out. The Fiend is gone. And the laughing begins. Oh my. All right. Good job, WWE. Nice way to close the show, Dee Woodson. I think this was at least a decent way to end the night.
Oh yeah, this definitely was a decent way to end the night. And Goldberg not being scared of the Fiend, not being intimidated. Go back to your WCW days and all the times that the NWO pulled the stunt where they just kind of jumped out of nowhere and attacked him. I mean, I'm pretty sure when the lights went out, he expected it, and he knew it was going to happen. That's why he was prepared with the spear, and he took him down. I don't know if he was prepared for him to exit the same way he did, but he definitely showed no fear to the Fiend. Definitely showed the fact that he's prepared for whatever is going to happen in this match, and there's no telling what's going to happen. I'm sure, the Fiend will probably still walk out with the title, but it's going to be a good match, I think, with these guys. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So, yeah, great way to end the show. So, not more I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say great way to end the show. Good, solid build that you got for the Super Showdown, no doubt about it. And that's the one thing that you needed. You need to build up the show. Unfortunately for SmackDown, tonight was their last night. They don't get another chance at this. So to promote the Universal title, to do what they did, and you know what? Smart move. Short, sweet, straight to the point. You got a little physicality, but not a lot. That's exactly what you needed to do. And with the age of Goldberg and with the stuff that they have with Bray Wyatt, the mind games was working. Everything was good. I actually enjoyed it. So, am I like really interested in the fight? Not really. But does it at least make me want to watch the fight? Yes. It actually now got me interested enough that I want to see the match. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see how this fight goes down. Do I think it's going to be a 5-star classic? Absolutely not. Do I think it could be decent? Maybe. I don't expect this to be a 30 minute fight. No. But maybe 5-10 minutes tops. Yeah, I could see that. Somewhere in that neighborhood. I could see it being a good match, but I could see this being more of a sprint than a marathon. I think that's the best way to say it. But as far as it goes, they did pretty well. I got no disagreements here. Anthony Florio, I thought this was a decent way to close the show. Nice hype for Super Showdown.
I agree 100%. It was a great way to close the show. Bill Goldberg taking down the Fiend with a spear. It shows the Fiend is human, but then he walked away. So at first there was a theory about Goldberg possibly winning the Universal title and taking it to Mania for a potential showdown with Roman Reigns, but now I think it might not be happening. I think we probably are looking at Roman and the Fiend here. I mean, I think the Fiend will go over, considering that Goldberg got the last laugh this evening. So, but yeah, it was a great way to cut it out. Goldberg with another intense promo as usual. The Fiend doing his thing, and that's all there is to say on that. Very good close to what was otherwise another SmackDown. So, Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent way to close out the show. I mean, yeah, I mean, Goldberg showed he's not intimidated by the Fiend. I mean, especially with all the stuff that Bray usually does, it didn't work on him. So, yeah, I think this should be a decent fight. Nothing really overly spectacular, but I think it should be a decent enough match here. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, I think it's time for our overall review, and I hate to say it, but like you said, I think it's another lackluster edition of SmackDown.
I'm giving this about 4.5 to 5. I mean, that's the best way I can go with it. It was a 50-50 show. I think 4.5 is more better than the 5. I think it was all right. I mean, was there moments there? Yeah. I mean, the women did a great job tonight. I thought the tag team fight was solid. I thought the Symphony of Destruction was solid. It was good, but there was too many plot points. There was a lot of storyline stuff, and it was really more filler. I mean, you had the fallout from last week's Valentine's date. You had, the moment with Bliss was fine, but it was more paint by numbers. It wasn't really, there wasn't nothing dramatic about tonight's moment with Bliss. With the Bella twins, and it was really more, they were talking about the Hall of Fame, they were talking about the pregnancy, so you weren't going to get any drama or anything like that. I think it was nice to see Nikki and Brie together, being at home in the WWE family, to know that they are officially now going to be in the Hall of Fame. I know that's going to be a debate for a lot of people because of the fact, do they truly deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Like I made my argument about it. As far as wrestling ability, maybe not. But when it comes to their contributions to what they have done, not only in WWE but outside of WWE, what they have done for pop culture and for everything in that scope, that makes them worthy of the Hall of Fame induction, at least in my mind. So take it for what it's for what it's worth. Take it for, the whole 9 yards. I really got nothing more to say. 4.5 out of 10 for me. Anthony, it's yours.
4.5 to 5 for me as well. We only had maybe 2 or 3 quality matches on this show. Well, really
Yeah.
more like two, really, and then one spectacle, somewhat comedy match, if you really think about it. The women's division, it's slowly but surely starting to take a step in that right direction, MF. I mean, considering that SmackDown is the weakest of the women's divisions, but the last 2 weeks, Bayley and Carmella, they did their thing last week, and Carmella and Naomi did their thing tonight. Well done. So I would start getting encouraged a little bit by that women's division, MF. So we'll wait and see.
I am.
Good. The eight man was a solid match. The Symphony of Destruction, that was more of a campy comedy match more than anything else. But the spot at the end though was very cool. I like that. And then, we just had basic filler, but the Goldberg thing was fine for what it was at the end. So SmackDown continuing to flounder. I'm sorry to say, but it is what it is. So I have not. The last time we got overly excited about a Friday Night SmackDown since this whole Fox thing started was all the way back in November when NXT invaded. That's the last SmackDown that really blew us away. But since then, what has SmackDown really done for us lately? Sorry, not a thing. So the YouTube comment that I found on a recent video, Raw has the best storylines, NXT has the best matches, SmackDown's got dog food. And that's basically what we've been getting lately, dog food. So, but the women's division starting to pick it up a little bit. That's good. So, nothing really more to say. 4.5 to 5 for me. So, Bullock, take it for a spin.
4 out of 10 for me. I mean, you only had 2 good quality matches, and that gimmick match was what it was, a gimmick. It was a campy comedy, bull funky nonsense that I really couldn't care less for. I mean, and you just had way too much filler here. I mean, I hate to say this, and I know I'm going to get criticized for it, but like you said, ever since that show in November, Friday Night SmackDown completely sucks. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I didn't want to say it because it is Fletch's show, but I'm just being brutally honest, Fletch. It just sucks right now. I mean, we're getting a lot of filler here, and I hate to say this also, ever since the move to Friday night, it just hasn't really impressed me at all. But they really need to start making things better, or otherwise people are going to start to turn away and find better things to do on a Friday night than watch SmackDown. Sorry. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
I'm going to go back to a comment Florio made, about SmackDown being the dog food. You could literally say that after all the stuff with Corbin and Reigns. So I mean, that's not really a comment describing, the content, other than the fact that they literally have put dog food in a match. I mean, look at all the stuff that WWE has put in matches. I mean, you had the beer bath, the milk bath. They've dropped poop on people, and now we got dog food going. So
It's literally a dog's breath.
So I mean, it's interesting to see what they're going to come up with next, I guess. I mean, even back in the day, you had women fighting in swimming pools full of mud. I mean, it's just and pillow fights and all that stuff. So, I mean, it seems like we're going back to the gimmick era, and it's very annoying. I mean, that's not where we need to be going if you want to have a better quality show. You need to go forward, not backwards. And it seems like that's kind of where WWE is going. We're going backwards. And it doesn't matter which brand you look at, because all three have had flaws somewhere along the way. And since I don't really watch 205, I can't really comment on them. But as far as NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, they've all had flaws. I mean, there's always been at least somewhere where we found a very low point. This was NXT's low point this week. We've had the years where SmackDown would be, right there on top and Raw would be on the bottom. Then we've had the years where we flip-flopped, the teeter-totter, where Raw's on top, SmackDown's on bottom. WWE needs to shut everything down and revamp, because the shows are just getting, they're predictable. They're
predictable for 20 years.
Sometimes they're boring.
And AEW is going to be loving this.
Oh yeah. But of course, even with AEW, there's parts of there that we've had issues with, or we've had low points with, and there's parts of there that they're not as boring, but there's issues with them as well.
Yeah, and, like Fear the Boot.
Kev was bringing up the women from Wednesday saying "Fear the Boop."
Well,
So,
I was gonna say that, but here's the thing. I think, and I hate to say this, but I think wrestling in general is having issues. I mean,
right.
I could talk about, because I know Ring of Honor is not doing great lately. Impact Wrestling's not doing great lately. I could say I think the only company right now in the world that's actually doing really good is New Japan. And I'm just being, and that's just me personally, just, outsider. I know you guys don't cover New Japan, but let me tell you, some of the storylines that they're doing in New Japan right now is great. It's phenomenal. So, I mean, but I totally agree with what you're saying, Dee. You're absolutely right. Spot on. And Kevin, you're spot on as well with your analogy as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just it's gotten to the point to where those of us that grew up watching this or have watched this for years, you're getting bored with it. I mean, the new generation, they haven't seen, the stuff like on AEW where you had Cody in that match, and they brought up, Arn hitting Dusty Rhodes, and then instead of him hitting Cody, he hit MJF. I mean, it's just, for the new generation, this is all new to them, but for us that's seen this for years, it's like, okay, so they're getting ready to do that now. Yep, see, told you, they just did that. I mean, it's you're losing your veteran fans for the young people, and it's just it's sad. It's sad to see that it's gone this way, and that we've pretty much kind of gone full circle where we hit the top point. You know, we had the women's revolution, we had uh, you know, all these, you know, awesome things that's happened, and then all of a sudden now we're going back down the slide, and it's just it's bad. You know, I can you know, pretty much kind of agree with Bullock on the rating. You know, giving it about 4 stars. You know, there's not a whole lot positive to say other than, you know, that was storyline building for Super Showdown. But other than, you know, other than that, maybe a little bit for WrestleMania. You know, it's still more of a soap opera. You're still having, you know, Jerry Springer type stuff going on. I mean,
And he's been on Raw.
and as for the Mandy Rose and Otis thing, you know, I can agree with the fact that it sounds like maybe Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler have maybe something going on here to cause a rift between her and Otis, and maybe in this could be possibly the breakup of Fire and Desire. I mean, we've seen it happen before where a tag team has done that, whether it's men or women. It's so, I mean, like I said, it's nothing new. It's just it's all the same thing, and we'll just have to see how things play out. But yeah, you know, couple of good matches, definitely storyline progression. Ending was good, but you know, nothing really to talk about. Not really anything big. So yeah, I'm out. Good
All
night,
right.
guys.
All right, Dee Dee. Thank you very much. And guys, now we're going to get into the big fight that's going down tomorrow night from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, live on ESPN Plus and on the Fox Sports app and all major pay-per-view providers around the world. It is unfinished business. DeAndre Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2 for the WBC Ring Magazine and Lineal Heavyweight Championships of the world. The tale of the tape. It is basically DeAndre Wilder, the Bronze Bomber from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, USA. 42 wins, no losses, the one draw, 41 by way of knockout, 6'7", 231 pounds. That's the heaviest he's ever been in his fighting career. Going up against the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, Manchester, England, 29-1, 29 wins, no losses, one draw, 20 wins by way of knockout, 6'9", 273 pounds for the lineal, for the man who is considered, who is the former unified WBC super heavyweight, IBF, WBO, IBO, Ring Magazine, and Lineal Heavyweight Champion. Of course, because of the draw that happened, he ended up losing the Ring Magazine and Lineal titles because of the fact that he was their champion, but because of the draw took the belt away from him. So now those two belts are vacant, but DeAndre Wilder is the reigning and defending WBC heavyweight champion, and this belt will be on the line. Guys, you want to talk about one of the biggest fights ever? A cross-promotional fight that was conducted. This is only the third time we've had cross-promotion fights. The first time was Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson when Fox and HBO came together. Again, it happened in 2015. Showtime represented for Floyd Mayweather, of course, Manny Pacquiao representing for HBO. This time around, this is Al Heyman's Premier Championship Boxing, which is actually DeAndre Wilder, that normally you guys see exclusively on Fox Sports, and Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, and Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions. But because of Top Rank, which has an exclusive contract with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, that's why you got the fight on ESPN Plus and on the Fox Sports app. You can log on to it right now, but I'm actually going to see the fight tomorrow night at Buffalo Wild Wings in Seekonk, Massachusetts, because the fight will be there. It's going to be televised, $10 to get in. And plus, on top of that, we got 4 fights that's going to happen. We got Sebastian Verdona against Daniel Lewis in a junior middleweight fight. Super bantamweight, Emmanuel Navarrete and Jazz Stemstika, and that's actually in a match. Then we got 2 heavyweights going at it. Chris Martin to go one-on-one with Gerald Washington, and then of course the main event, the big one, 12 rounds for literally the whole enchilada, the lineal, Ring Magazine, and WBC heavyweight title, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Basically, here's how it goes. Classic puncher versus classic fighter. Deontay Wilder, we all know the knockout. He's got a 95.3% knockout rate. What he's got is weapons of mass destruction in his hands. The one shot that he could lower, that right hook, if he drops Wilder on that, if he hits the Gypsy King with that, the King will fall again. And a lot of people feel like he will. Tyson Fury is going to have to use his jab. He's going to have to jab him around. He's going to have to outbox him. You cannot outbox the puncher. This is one of those cases where that in a mega fight like this, you want to see the fighter kind of establish. So the reach and the length is going to be Tyson Fury's advantage. Being taller by 2 inches, he's going to have at least, I believe, a 5 or 6 inch reach advantage going into this fight. So obviously, you're going to want to utilize the jab. You're going to want to utilize the hooks. And if Wilder comes in, use combos, but don't stick around because if you get into his danger zone, you're going to get knocked out. You cannot stand and trade blows. That's like you do that. That's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's not going to work. So what's my strategy? This is what I do. If you're DeAndre Wilder, you know the Gypsy King is going to start frustrating you. He's going to want to make you shift and do some moves. So what you do, you sit back, you relax. You let him use his boxing, but you got to start cutting angles in. So once you start cutting angles in, that's when you could start getting into the range. Once you get in the range, explode. Go after him. Drop those bombs on him. Make sure that each time you hit him with a shot that makes him want to back up. You want to go in and you drop a nuke on him. Every punch you connect is going to be one of those that you're going to have to break him down. The minute you break down Tyson Fury, it's open hunting season on the Gypsy King. After that, you just go for the knockout and end it. Gypsy King, The strategy is pretty simple. Play on the outside. Do not go into the danger zone. You know that right hook or the left, there's dynamite in his hands. Keep the distance around. Keep him back. If anything, fight for a decision. You get a decision, you're probably going to win the fight. You're going to outbox him. You're going to outmatch him. Do not get into the war. Do not get into the war of going into the brawl. You get into the brawl, you get into the muck, you're going to get knocked out. So keep the distance away. Use your jab. If you get the hook, plus work the body a little bit. Hurt Wilder. Because if you start working the body, that takes away the power. You can start working the body on him. You take the power punches away from Deontay Wilder. You take the power away, Deontay Wilder is a one-dimensional fighter. He's got knockout power. You take that power out, you could win the fight and you stun the world. A lot of people in Vegas right now has Wilder winning by knockout. We're going to have to wait and see how it goes down. It's going to be an incredible fight. I'm so excited for this. Guys, I really wish you should see the fight with me tomorrow night. I know you guys probably have prior commitments, but Florio, Bullock, I would love to see this fight with you. You know, we did the Super Bowl together. Bullock, I know we did one fight. We did the Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I would love to do this one with you because this is the fight you cannot miss. This is, without a doubt, probably one of the highest, most anticipated fights I have seen in a long time.
Well, here's the thing, Fletch. I mean, well, first I got to correct you. It was Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I have prior commitments, and it's a super fundraising event that I'm going to be going to.
Oh, then completely understandable. Completely understandable.
It goes till like 9 o'clock. Well, what time is the fight?
Well, actually, the preliminary fight starts at 9. The main event's not until at least 11 or midnight.
Well, if it's possible, maybe who knows what could be going on with me after. I just might swing by.
All right. Well, just let me know because I'll be heading to Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow. So just text me.
Well, we'll like I said, we'll see how I am after everything goes tomorrow night with our plunge fundraising event.
Oh, absolutely. Just let me know.
All right.
And Florio, I know you're not a boxing guy. I know you got prior commitments beyond your control, but dude, I mean, this is going to be an epic fight, no doubt about it, guys. We're done for the night. As you know, tomorrow night is the mega fight. If you guys want to be there, go to Buffalo Wild Wings in Seacock, Massachusetts, for all you guys here, and go to any place. They're going to have the fight everywhere, guys. Movie theaters across America is showing the fight. Buffalo Wild Wings have already confirmed they're going to be showing the fight. There's going to be other fights all over the place around the world. And if you can't watch it there, guys, Fox Sports, the Fox Sports app, Fox Sports Go is going to have it. FoxSports.com will have it. But you're going to have to pay for it, guys. ESPN Plus will have it. This is just in the United States alone. And, of course, Sky Sports box office in England will have the fight. Like I said, this is the mega fight. This is the biggest event of the year. It's going to be shown in about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, about 26 countries in over, I want to say over 7 languages, 26 countries, and that's about spanning the globe. So 26 countries around the world. Like I said, BT Sports box office. If you're on streaming, ESPN Plus, Fox Sports, and the Fox Sports Go. Of course, preliminary fights will be, and preliminary fights will be available on ESPN and on FS1. There's 2 preliminary fights that's going down. Amir Aman and Javier Molina and Sabiro Matiz versus Petros and Ayanen. That will be going down. And that fight and those fights will be going down, I believe, around 8 p.m. tomorrow night, prior to the mega fight. Let me see if I can get this to confirm. Yes. So 8 o'clock tomorrow night is the preliminary fights. Then they go live at 9 o'clock with the 3 undercard fights, with the main event going down about, and this is unconfirmed, somewhere around 11 to 11:30, possibly close to midnight. But whatever the case may be, this is the one you do not want to miss, and we'll talk about the recap of it possibly next Friday, or either Thursday or Friday next week. We'll let you know. Time to be determined on that. And we're done. So thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock. Thank you, Dee Woodson. And for all of us here, so long. So long for now. Bye-bye.